Welcome, both of you.
Tough crowd tonight.
And ask Nate, who has come to provide our invocation for us from Baytown Community Church.
Thank you. And we thank you, Father, for the privilege to live where we live. Thank you for the privilege to have self-government. Thank you for those who have taken up this role to do it. And would you please give them wisdom and courage and skill to do what is right and good and just. And may our city be blessed by it. We thank you for the authority that you've given to us. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Nate. Mike Connell's not going to be here this evening. Hello. Commissioner, did you want to have a presentation tonight, or do you have anything?
Yes.
You do? Okay. I will put you down here. In the future, though, if you could let Shirley know, just give her a call ahead of time or send her a text or something so she can make sure to put your presentation on the agenda. That would be helpful. Thank you. We'll wait another couple minutes till 7 before we start. Okey doke. I'll call our meeting to order now that it's 7 o'clock and ask you all to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Shirley, would you take roll call, please?
Mayor Hammond.
Here.
Larry Lambert.
Here.
Mike Connell. Bob Porter.
Here.
Mickey Galvey. Here. Kamal Ghazi.
Here.
Kristen Debo. Here. So Mike is absent tonight.
Mike did let me know he had an emergency he was involved in. Looking for approval of our agenda for tonight.
I move that we adopt the agenda as printed.
Second.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Larry. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. And now looking for approval of our council meeting minutes from March 5th.
I move that we suspend the rules, waive the reading, and approve the minutes from March 5th, 2026, regular meeting.
We have a motion from Mindy, seconded by Kristen. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. And now we've come to pre-approved reports and presentations, and Commissioner Shepherd is here to do that.
Well, first I'd like to give congratulations to Dr. Ghazi for making his appointment on the health department. Is that correct? Health?
Yeah,
Health and
Chayawasi
wellness.
Health and Wellness.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Perhaps on the, what was the other one you applied for? The mental health or something?
I think that's the one that I have.
Okay.
Yeah, the Shiawassee Health and Wellness Center.
Good to see somebody from this area
Yeah.
as well.
Thank you, thank you.
Mainly, I just want to point out that we've, as a county, paid over $12 million in bills this month. Quite a step up from last year. I don't know exactly what they paid all those bills on, other than about $800,000 was paid for MERS and insurance, but the rest is just not shown, and they're not giving that information to me. If you haven't been paying attention much, the Young's drain issue up by Chesaning is being taken care of, mostly by the residents, farm landowners and what have you, at a tune of $1.271 million. The county itself, last month, we put in just over $250,000 for about 20% of the bill to just get it started. I'm not exactly sure how the drain situation works in the county. I know we've had drains cleared here in the past every couple of years. And from what the drain Commissioner Singer said, and his assistant confirmed it, landowners are allowed to do their own drain clean out if they get the proper permission from the county as well. So it's a little bit beholden to them to do it themselves at a less cost. Another situation, we had licensing for email for the county. I believe we have 250 employees within the county, and an annual license is $58,000. I thought that was a little bit high, but what do I know? We also purchased two Silverados, or gave approval for purchase for two Silverado 1,500 trucks for the Sheriff's Department. As time goes by, everyone knows that the mileage and hours and what have you on those vehicles are getting higher and higher, and some are in disrepair. And we also allowed for purchase of a K-9 unit at $10,500. So that'll be a benefit to the county for drugs or bomb sniffing or whatever, and search and rescue. We authorized the filling of a vacancy for the Friendly Courts caseworker. And as I said before, we made an approval for appointment for Ben Frederick, Charles Dodge, Shelley Ocknicky, and new appointment of Dr. Gotzi on that health and wellness field. Do you have any questions for me?
Anybody have any questions for Commissioner? I don't believe we do. Thank you, though.
Thank you.
Anyone here for public comment? Seeing none, we'll move into communications. Shirley.
Yes, I have a lot tonight. So I just want to let you know, I did provide you with the 2025 boards and commissions training plan again. I did hand that out back in January maybe, with some documents, some more Open Meetings Act information. It's just one sheet, fact pages, if you guys want to review that, so you can kind of just keep. I'm still trying to find stuff. It's just I don't find a lot of the stuff that I feel like I should be finding online. So I did hand out the SCDP annual report that I received, and it just has information. I don't need to tell you. You guys can just read that. Let's see. Just this seed and seedling swap that they have on Saturday, April 25th, here from 9 to noon at Veterans Pavilion. Some recycling news that's still up there by the front desk. And then also, a couple of things that the mayor asked me to hand out to you from Trent Atkins, or she's going to talk about that, I'm sorry, something with Trent from the fire department. But he also did email we're having a meeting on Wednesday, March 25th at the Wausau Township Hall at 6:30 to discuss the outdoor warning system.
Countywide.
Yes, the countywide, yeah, so if you guys want to attend that, you can do that. A couple more things, sorry.
Okay.
I want to remind everyone about the petitions, the seats that are up for election. Election will be on August 4th. Is the primary, and the general is on November 3rd. We have 3 4-year council seats available and 1 2-year mayor seat available.
And you want to remind them of the deadline for turning in their
Yes,
petition?
April 21st, 4 p.m. Is the deadline to turn in your petitions. I did bring a couple with me if anybody wants one. The other thing that I have is Cindy Garber. She was going to attend our meeting. She emailed me this morning and she just said she wasn't sure if she's going to make it, so she wanted me to read this to you. Let's see, I had planned on attending the council meeting this evening, but I am unsure if I'm going to be able to make it. Our year-end numbers for the Veterans Office were fantastic. We had 4,149 veteran contacts in 2025, which isn't 4,149 individual veterans, but rather each time a veteran is assisted by the office. So we had 32 applications for assistance, 22 approved and 4 denied. The office assisted five homeless veterans. We transported 754 veterans and currently have 7 volunteer drivers. The Pleasant View expansion is slightly ahead of schedule despite the harsh winter. Remember she talked about the Pleasant View they're adding on and doing construction there, whatever they're doing. The vehicle we purchased for opioid settlement funds is working out very well in the courts. Judge Stewart in particular are seeing good results. If you could share this with council, I would appreciate that. And as always, if there are any questions or issues I can help, please reach out. Thank you, Cindy. So
Very nice.
that's that. Two more things, sorry. Schindler Elevator is going to start our upgrade on April 4th, and they will finish that on April 8th. I'm just letting you guys know they emailed me late this afternoon, and I want to let everyone know that the garage sales, I'm announcing them now, May 17th through the 15th through the 17th, and cleanup week will be May 18th through the 22nd. We have people already calling about the yard sales and cleanup week, actually.
Good.
You want me to repeat them? May 15th through 17th, and then cleanup is the 18th through the 22nd.
All set? Thank you, Shirley. You're busy. We did get a letter from Trent Atkins, the SESA chief, and he requested that we consider providing a letter of support for some grant funding they're applying for fire apparatus replacement. And I knew you'd want to do that, so I did it, and it's attached to the email. So there you go. That's done. And that's the only thing I have to report on. Do we have any committee reports tonight?
I'll just report that the ordinance committee is meeting next Thursday, the 26th at 10 a.m. here in council chambers. We've got a few items to discuss, and also we'll be having our first meeting with our new ordinance enforcement officer. Scott Mann will be joining us that day.
Very good. Thank you for that. Any others? Looking then for presentation and approval of the bills.
I move that we approve the bills as presented and the payment be authorized.
Second.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Bob. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Motion passes. I don't see any old business, so we'll jump into new business. And that is number 1, a building, plumbing, electrical, and mechanical permit fee increase, and a need to amend the fee schedule, and looking to you folks for possible approval on that. This was recommended by our building inspector, Rob Kehoe. He came to me a couple weeks ago and said, you know, we're really not covering what we have to pay the mechanical and electrical inspectors for what they charge by what we're charging in the fee. So he said, we really need to do that, and I said, yes, thank you for bringing that to our attention. So he looked at everything and made these recommendations for the fees. And he does work for a couple other communities as well, so he knows what's being charged other places, and felt that we needed to boost everything.
Still a little low. What is,
It is still a little low.
what is our rate right now?
$30 for
Oh my
an
goodness.
Yes, $30 for an application fee and $30 for an inspection and $30 for each additional inspections if they need extras. Building permit fee is $50 for the first $1,000 of construction and $5 after. So he's proposing just the
Raise
building
that to
fee to be,
75.
yeah.
It's very low.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I had somebody come in the other morning and for a mechanical permit, I think it was, and either way, it doesn't matter what it was a trades permit, and I added it up because he filled it out right there, and I said 195. He's like, and no, it has to be more than that, and I'm like, well, let me go to the different computer. So I went back to my desk and used my calculator, and I'm like, no, it's 195. He's like, oh, that is low. I'm like, well, we're working on that.
Did you say it's a good thing you came in today,
Yeah.
next week?
Right.
Probably haven't been adjusted in a few years.
I've worked here since 2015, it's always been, so it's been, yeah,
Yeah, it's been a while.
yeah.
The inspection fee is pretty, nobody charges $700 for it. I only know that because we're doing some building right now at our office. That's the inspection fee, is $75, so that's reasonable. I think personally that, and he didn't mention this, but I think I saw it where the residential and commercial is the same price.
For the building or for the?
For a building.
I think it's for
permit.
building
Yes.
permit.
Yeah, yes.
There should be more, there's a lot more involved in a commercial building than there is in a residential building.
Well, there should be.
And there's more codes and
Yeah.
different things that you have to follow.
Right,
You know, so I don't want to signify people at one time, but tell Rob that we should probably readdress this next year.
okay,
And
yeah.
I'd be happy to have a conversation with him, because
Yeah.
I don't want to, we don't want to
Well,
gouge people,
no, no.
but we got to cover all our costs, and we shouldn't
That's
just
right.
cover the cost. If it costs us $10, we shouldn't just charge $10. You know, we have to make $1 off of that. because
Well, and there's
We
more.
have all the unseen costs.
Right,
That's
well,
right.
any commercial building's gonna go to planning commission and go through all the channels too, so
But there
I don't
still
know.
is more, because you have all your ADA and all that, there's lots of different things
Yep.
for a commercial building.
Okay, so I'll make a note of that to tell him that you would like to discuss it
Yeah.
next year. The building permit part of it, right?
Yes, the building permit fee schedule proposed is $75 for the first 1,000 and $5 for every additional $1,000 after that for residential and commercial.
Mhm.
So next year, we can revisit that, and
Mhm.
Bob, you can certainly talk with Rob about it and see if there might need to be some changes made at that time in the commercial end. Any other discussion regarding any of the changes that are proposed here?
I move that we approve the increase of the application fee and all the inspection fees for the following permits. Plumbing, mechanical, electrical, the application fee proposed is $75 per application and per every inspection. Building permit fees will increase to $75 for the first $1,000 of construction and then $5 for each 1,000 after. We also approve amending the fee schedule to reflect the increases. Effective date of the increases will take effect April 1st, 2026.
Second.
We have a motion from Larry, seconded by Kamal. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Thank you. And Shirley, would you make a note to remind Bob to talk to Rob next year?
Yeah, every year.
Okay,
But I'll say, remind Bob to talk to Rob.
thank you. Number 2, under new business, is our zoning ordinance amendment number 407.
Okay, just a reminder, this is one that we talked about at our last meeting, simply deleting two definitions in the definition section of our zoning ordinance because they're being covered in the body of the ordinance itself.
And we did read them at the last.
Yes.
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 I move that we adopt the zoning ordinance amendment 407, section 204, definition C, section 217P, pets, which was read at the March 5th, 2026 regular council meeting.
Second.
We have a motion by Kamal, seconded by Larry. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next, we need to discuss possible approval for OHM, who's the engineering company that's been doing our evaluation, if you will, of our utilities, our buildings. They've been working on this since last summer, and they've done a great job. But they have pointed out to us some things that need to have attention right away in regard to our water lines. And in their report, it indicated a need to, and I want to say this right, there's 3 critical locations requiring urgent replacement for water relining of those lines.
I think it's a total replacement.
I'm sorry, you are right, it is a total replacement. Here we go. And the one that was the most critical is the water main on Keeney Street. The estimated cost of that is $975,000. The estimated local match, if we apply for funding through the FY27 congressionally directed spending program, is 20%, so that match would be $195,000. Nolan Pachito, who is the man that we've been meeting with most and talking to most regarding all of this through OHM, has been emailing us back and forth, and we pulled Megan into that to say, how much could we do in a match? And her reply was, I'd be comfortable with $200,000. So, there we are. So, they have offered to submit this application for funding for us at no charge. They already have all their information that is right up to date. John and I have requested letters of support from the SEDP, from CESA, from the school, from a couple of residents who live in that area. And so we're getting the letters of support together, they're getting everything else together. But we wanted to bring it to council to make sure that you were approving that we would apply for that funding. The other funding is because we can apply for more than one project to be covered under this funding. So I asked if we could also write for funding for lighting along Lansing Road. And we did get the estimate from Consumers Energy for lights from the east boundary to the west boundary of the city along Lansing Road, and then on Main Street, M52, from Britton Road north to the city limit, which is basically the right-of-way of I-69. The cost for that will be estimated at $145,000. For that area of funding, there is no required match. It can be 100% funded. So again, Consumers Energy got all the technical information, and I wrote letters to get letters of support, which we've gotten all together already from the school, from CESA, from the police department, from SEDP, and Cafe Sports. So we have businesses, the school, the emergency services, all providing letters of support. So that is the other grant or funding opportunity that we have. And OHM said they would also write that and submit it for us at no charge. So I'm just looking to council for any questions or anything else that you need to think needs to be added to those things. But mostly for approval for OHM to write those funding grants for us.
I think I remember seeing that they said they can meet the timeline because the applications have to be in by the end of this month.
That's right, they have to be in by March 30th.
Tuesday. That's what CESA's asking for a fire truck. It's not
Yes,
the
it's the
same
same funding, yeah,
funding
same program.
thing,
I move that we approve and accept OHM's offer to write two FY27 congressional directed spending applications at no cost for the city of Perry. Application 1, new street, lightning along Lansing Road and M52. Application 2, water main replacement project on Keeney Street within the right of way.
Second.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Bob. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. And I will let you know too that they asked in one of the questions in all the paperwork they have to fill out, of these two projects, which one would take priority? And I panicked and said, well, I thought we could apply for both. And he said, oh, we can, come down from the ceiling. We can write for both, but they want to know which
Water.
would take priority. And I said the
It's gotta
water.
be water.
Yeah, I said it would be the water, so. Next on our agenda is the discussion of appointment of an employee to park administrator and coordinator for the RRC. We talked about it briefly, that Megan, our treasurer, Megan Galbraith, has taken the responsibility on herself to coordinate and head up the Parks Committee, and she's been committee chair by appointment for the last year, but has been working tirelessly in that committee for several years, I think really since she started here. And that I think it would be, and it was recommended by Tom Bridges actually, as he was in our work study group, that maybe she needed to be appointed as the parks, what did we decide to call it? Administrator, the parks administrator. So I thought, I'll ask council what they think about that, and perhaps paying a small stipend, if you will, $2,000-3,000. Certainly it's worth, and in many municipalities pay $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 to their parks administrator. But that for discussion, and she has taken on the role of being our redevelopment-ready community coordinator, even though she's not been recognized as such or paid additional money for that. She worked very closely and tirelessly with the Planning Commission to make sure that the city was able to achieve the necessary work for our master plan. And I just think she needs not only recognition, but additional payment for that. And I would suggest that they be separate from treasurer, because if she were to leave or for whatever reason decide she didn't want to do those roles anymore, then they would be separate from treasurer, and we could decide at that point if we were to fill them or not. So it is on the table for discussion.
I'm in agreement. I actually think we can back pay 6 months if we were to agree for 3,000 or something like that. Since she had it for a year, I think it's only fair to start it even a little earlier, maybe 6 months ago, just as a recognition for her.
Well, I think that's a nice thought. We'd have
And
to
she-
ask her if we can afford to do that, but
But she does bring in significant, if we were to factor it into the amount of investments that she's really managing.
Oh, absolutely.
And the amount that she's, the 3,000, 4,000 are very minimal. That's
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, and I think it needs to be that amount for each
Yeah.
position. She did write for the grant for the playground equipment, and that was approved. She has, put together the fun night in July, and that brings a lot of people in, and they enjoy that so much. So no doubt about that. She's definitely brought a lot of value
Yeah.
to both. Any other discussion?
I think it's a good idea.
Well, let's have a motion.
I move that we approve mayor's recommendation to appoint Megan Galbraith, sorry if I messed it up, Galbraith, as the park administrator and as the redevelopment ready community RRC coordinator. We are in approve that Megan will receive a stipend for the 2 appointments of dollar amount,
How much?
$3,000 amount each. Park administrator will be paid from the park fund 101-751.000-702-000, and the RRC coordinator stipend will be paid from the general fund 101-202-000-702-000.
Second.
Did you want to amend that to say to be retroactive to, say, July 1
To be,
of 2025?
I move that I do an amendment to that to have it retroactive
To July
to
1st
July 1st
of
of
2025?
2025.
Can I say one more thing that I didn't? We need to, is this gonna be paid quarterly? How do you guys want to pay her? Not just all at one time, I'm assuming,
Well, we paid Leland all at one time,
at the end of the year.
yeah.
Mhm.
maybe we should leave that up to the treasurer
All right,
to decide how that should be done.
sure, okay.
Okay. So, with treasurer to determine
Pay schedule,
pay schedule.
do you want to read it?
Well, yeah, I move that we do the amendment and include, to be retroactive to July 1st, 2025, with treasurer to determine pay schedule.
And we had,
Second.
so we have a motion from Kamal with amendments.
Can I make one more amendment?
Oh, absolutely.
Since we're gonna leave it open in terms of how it's paid, I think someplace in there, though it's implied, it should say an annual stipend.
Oh,
That
yes.
amount.
Okay.
2 appointments of $3,000 each annually.
And
Okay.
I feel I should read it.
I feel like you
Back
should
up
too,
again.
but I
Yeah.
did make one mistake through right in this section right
Okay.
there. Um,
Just take out the "in."
We are, yeah,
Approval, not approved.
yeah,
Megan,
yeah,
yep.
sorry about
We,
that. Mhm.
we
Alright.
approve that.
Or,
I move that we approve the mayor's recommendation to appoint Megan Galbraith as park administrator and as the redevelopment ready community coordinator, RRC. We are in approval that Megan will receive a stipend for the 2 appointments of $3,000 each.
Annually.
Annually. Park administrator will be paid from the park fund 101-751.000-702.000, and the RRC coordinator stipend will be paid from the grant fund 101-202.000-702.000. And to be retroactive to July 1st, 2025, with treasurers to determine the pay schedule.
And I second.
We have a motion from Kamal, seconded by Mindy. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Next on our agenda is a discussion regarding training for council members. Did you want to talk to us about
I
that?
wanted to talk about that.
Did I?
You told me to put it on the agenda.
Did I?
Yes.
Gosh, Shirley, I don't remember that.
I wonder if it has to do with the email that we got, or if we were to sign up, we get free training, is that what?
Did you send this in?
No, it's been like 2 months.
That was from the MML.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what I sent you? Yeah.
maybe that's what you were.
Well, I will just mention, Shirley did give us a lot of information today. Some from the MML, some from other places, but mostly from the MML.
Yeah.
Yeah,
About Open Meetings Act, which is so
Right, yeah.
important. And posting requirements for meetings, email requirements, which we all need to review regularly. There's a program that is required, they can't really require, but it is part of the qualification if we want to become an RRC qualified community through the MEDC. And this was developed as part of that program, which is the City of Perry Public Participation Plan. And we really do need to become more familiar with it. I myself actually have to admit embarrassedly that I completely forgot about this. I said, "How long have we had that, Shirley?" And she said, "A long time." I said, "Oh, really?" So, yes, we do need to keep up on our training and the things that are required for us to become an RRC approved community.
And on the back of that first page of the city participation code,
Yeah.
okay, 2025 boards and commissions training plan, they have some websites that you can go to, and I was gonna go to these today and I ran out of time. I didn't wanna bombard you with all kinds of information, but, so I'll go on there and see if there's something that looks like you guys might wanna review. I know everybody's busy and, you know,
Many of these you can do from home. You can do them on your phone, you can do them on your desktop computer. But I think it would be a good idea if we make a note when we do sit in on a webinar or when we read the stuff through,
yep,
to make a note and turn it in to Shirley so that she can keep a running tabulation of the training that you all do. I know that's one more thing to do, but I think we're gonna need that tabulation for that RRC
Yep.
requirement.
yep.
So I actually tried to sign up for the specific training, and I think I signed it up with my regular email, and it said that the training was $251,
Yes,
not
Yeah.
free.
that was the thing, is that was, it was paid for
Yeah.
that. So that would be something that we, the city would take care of. We would
Yes.
have to pay for that, so if you do,
It's not free, but the city reimburses you, or will reimburse you.
is that how we'll do it, we'll reimburse, okay, have you done that before?
No, but I looked into it and
It's advertised as free though, did you see
Yeah.
that advertisement? Yeah.
Did you try signing in through your city email to see?
I haven't, I didn't have the time to like
Yeah.
go in and remake it, but I'll go in and remake it just to.
It would be interesting to know if it changes when you're signing in through your city email,
Yeah,
yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. But yes, the city will reimburse training. I think anything that's gonna be more than, say, $250, $300, that you need to bring it to the council and say, I'd like to do this training, will you pay for it for me? Just so we're being above board about
And
that.
then maybe more than one people can sit on it.
Yeah.
You know, you could come together upstairs or whatever, and 2 or 3 people can sit on it this
Absolutely.
evening, so, yeah.
Yes, Larry?
The other thing I'd suggest is, I think I mentioned it last time, or Mindy mentioned it, that the planning commission right now with Genevieve Cottrell kind of taking the lead, working with Megan, is trying to align with the MSU Educational Extension to get a module of training that has the Open Meetings Act and about 3 other modules that are very low cost. As a matter of fact, that we may be able to do them, you know, we were talking about piggybacking them as a part of our regular monthly agenda and modules. I can try to get some more information or detail at the next meeting, or see if Genevieve would be willing to come into this meeting and share where we stand on that.
I think that's great.
I wonder if it's those, because that's what that kind of looks like to me.
Yeah, that's a part of it.
And like I said, I wasn't able to, I was gonna go and see if I could just print stuff off, because that's okay too. Just handing you items, flyers, or information. I mean, you don't always have to sit in a webinar, so. but-
I've done several webinars, especially those around budget time that are about finances and capital improvement plan and all that. And I learned something new, even though it's basically the same information every time. I learn something new every time I sit in on it. Mindy and I sat in together a couple of times, and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah, you
There's,
don't
there's so
retain
much stuff.
only a percentage of
Yeah.
what you're.
Right. So let's be aware of that and be very focused toward achieving some training and recording what you do and reporting that to Shirley. So I guess that's my end of the discussion. Does anybody else have anything else they want to point out in regard to training?
Just, I think it would be ideal if we could combine with the planning commission training, might be helpful for everyone
Mhm.
to do it all at the same time.
Good idea. Anything else? Okay, then moving on to our next item is a resolution that we have to put together for our MDOT speed study and possible approval for that resolution. MDOT has jurisdiction over the west side of M52 all the way to the city limits line for any sign posting, any speed limit changes. The county has jurisdiction from M52 to the east city limit sign. And, but MDOT said, and this is from Kyle, who talked to them, that they could do the speed study for all of Lansing Road, but they wouldn't have jurisdiction for any change. That would have to go to the county, but they could use their information from the speed study. Any discussion on that? We need a resolution before they'll do it.
I move that we approve the following resolution, whereas traffic on West M78 from Perry Lake Drive and West Britton Road city limits east through the M52 intersection to the eastern city limit line has steadily increased over the past 30 years due to development and growth of the city of Perry. And whereas this development has increased the number of access points to the state truck line, resulting in an increase in traffic congestion and the volume of turning traffic along the corridor. And whereas it has become increasingly difficult for residents to negotiate left-hand turns or move into or out of the flow of traffic safely due to the increased volume of traffic. Now, therefore, let it be resolved, the City of Perry Council is formally requesting the Michigan Department of Transportation, MDOT, conduct a speed study on M78 from Perry Lake Drive and West Britton Road, i.e. the city limits, east through the M52 intersection to the eastern city limit line. It is understood MDOT, in cooperation with Michigan State Police, or MSP, will use engineering data gathered in the speed study to make a decision which could raise, lower, or maintain the current speed limit. It is further understood the City of Perry will abide by the decision made by MDOT and the MSP as a result of this speed study.
Second.
We have a motion from Larry, seconded by Kamal. All those in favor of that motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. So Shirley, if you'll get that to Kyle or wherever it needs to go. Do we have any other business to come before council at this time? Any other public comment? I'd like to remind council about our budget workshop on Tuesday. It starts at 5 o'clock. We've made arrangements for just some sub sandwiches and vegetable tray kind of thing. Please bring your own drink, and we'll work for an hour, hour and 15 minutes, get our food, bring it back, and work till we're done. The public will be invited, so we'll have enough food if the public wants to partake as well. Any agenda items for our next meeting? I have given Shirley one item,
I'll have something for John.
okay, and John has something he wants to bring in.
We'll probably, I mean, depending on what happens on Tuesday, we'll probably maybe want to set a public hearing. If it all goes well, we don't have to meet again.
Yeah, write it down, but don't, I mean, we'll have to decide. We'll just have
Yes,
to,
yeah.
yeah. Possible,
Mhm.
yeah. We did get, the work group did get the job description back from the city attorney, Justin, for the possible city administrator position. We honed it down a little bit and sent it back to him, and he's approved that. The work group is gonna meet again next week. No,
No, we're just gonna send it out.
just
to them
gonna
with
send it out
feedback.
for approval, yeah, because they already met about it. And then they will attend, because this will then become an agenda item at our next meeting for discussion, just for discussion.
We'll make sure Shirley's got the same draft that I'm sending out to the work group, so it'll be on our handout packet in advance of our next meeting.
And I'll just remind, and I think Megan did in her email to everybody too, but the draft of the budget that you all have to look over and study is not to be shared because it's not final.
It's a draft.
It's just to work from. And then after council approves a final budget, then it will go to a public hearing. The public will be able to access it and look at it, and then it comes to council for final approval. So at this point, though, please keep it to yourselves. Anything else?
I do.
Anybody have comments?
I want to
Bob?
bring one thing.
Yeah.
Last week, or last meeting, I brought up about, our former fire chief, Guy Hubbard,
Mhm.
and confirmed all those things. I do want to address the public. Rightly so, everyone is quite upset, or a lot of people are upset with the board, assessment board. Most of the members on the board are new and weren't there when this happened. We have made lots of changes to the board, how things are approved, money brought to us, more detail on payroll and bills. We also changed accounting firms because we paid for an accounting audit every year, and they were very lax and never brought it to the attention of the board. So we are trying and have done quite a few things to make provision that this never happens again. So everyone on the board is very aware of the bad taste that this has, but we have made a lot of changes, and I think it's for everything now is going in the right direction.
Thank you. Anyone else have anything to share? Then I'll adjourn our meeting at 7:50.